Hey, here we go, friends, with the Future Forecast podcast. We're going to talk tonight about mental health, how it relates to some of the remote viewing work and just intuitive practices in general. And I have my good friend Dick Allgire on the line with me. We both have some experiences we'll share and just have a conversation for those of you that might be dealing with some mental health things out there in the world. Know that you're not alone and that we all go through it and we do deal with it. So, Dick, how are you, my friend? Good to have you on the show.
I'm good. I'll tell you a story that happened to me in, I think it was 2006. I was working at KITV, the ABC affiliate, and it was about 2 p.m. I was writing a story, and I started feeling like I think I drank a Diet Pepsi for lunch. And I was going, man, that made my heart kind of race. I'm feeling a little jittery, you know? And then I got more than a little jittery. I felt, geez, I feel like I'm overdosed on speed or something. What did I take? Have I been drugged? And I got real uncomfortable. I was in the newsroom under pressure. I walked to the bathroom. I put some cold water on my face. I'm walking, and I just felt really poorly. And one of the producers looked at me and said, Dick, you're really pale. You don't look good. Are you okay? And I said, not really. And then they kind of kept an eye on me and said, man, you look really bad. I don't feel good. And they said, do you need to go to the hospital? I said, maybe I do. And so they took me up, and this producer drove me. There was a hospital just a couple blocks away. And I went in the emergency room, and I was having trouble breathing, and my body was getting numb. And they said, there was a sign that said, let us know if you're having difficulty breathing, numbness. I said, that's me. And they took me in, and they started checking my vitals. Yeah. And the next thing I know, they're calling like a code. They're like ripping my suit, putting electrodes on me, going, you're in good hands, don't worry. And they thought I was having a heart attack, but I was a vegetarian, in shape, good blood pressure.
Avid swimmer.
And I was having a panic attack.
Wow.
And so then they told me, oh, you're having a panic attack. And I got sent to a doctor for a follow-up, and I had a few more. And the doctor said, well, yeah, you have panic attacks. I go, what, how is this possible? I'm not, this can't be possible. I'm not some girl who's afraid of mice that panics,
Right. I think that's important, an important distinction to state too, Dick, that explaining what a panic attack is.
I think a panic attack is your body produces some chemical that makes your whole neuro system go haywire.
Yeah.
Yes. It's the most frightening thing. You think you're going to drop dead in 30 seconds.
I remember just inside, everybody else is like, oh, what are we going to be home for a week? And inside I'm going, no, like this is it. Like bad. And that was, so I had a pretty big breakdown during that process. And it wasn't because really of what was happening. It was the realization of like, I was told about this a long time ago. And here it comes. And some of it was through psychic data that we were getting, the remote viewing data that was coming in.
I remember one conversation that we had. I was in Belize. I had just gotten there, and they had just locked us down. And I realized, oh my God, I'm trapped here. And we were having a conversation, you, me, Daz, and Edward.
Yeah.
And it was so heavy, like they've locked us down. This is like, is this going to be the end of our civilization? And I remember my blood actually felt like it went cold. My blood ran cold. I had that chilling. And I went, oh my God, this is real. This is like the end of, nothing's ever going to be the same. Exercise, eat a good diet, try not to rely too much on if you do the medication, try to do the least amount and try to wean off of it when you can. That would be
I'll say this, Dick, my journey, I have ADHD. And I guess about 6-7 of those last spring, I don't take drugs. I don't even drink caffeine. And I started realizing that a lot of my anxiety, a lot of my stress might be coming from the ADHD. I always figured, oh, I've got that managed. I was a soldier. I was a cop. I was disciplined. And one day I tried coffee, and all of a sudden my brain worked. Like I realized how badly like how all over the place my thoughts were. And I realized all these from the ADHD, because it's the stimulant medication helps to regulate like your dopamine and stuff. And the caffeine has somewhat of an effect on that. And I went home and I cried because to realize how badly I've been suffering my whole life just because my thoughts don't work the way everybody else's does, and I end up going into a really bad depression. It helped for a little bit.
Yeah, if I'm remote viewing Elon Musk, I feel how he feels. When I was Napoleon, I knew how he hated the Cossacks.
I remember that.
He loved mowing down Cossacks with cannons. And I at that moment I felt that way. So yeah, we do these remote viewings, and a successful remote viewing is an emulation. You're emulating the target, so you're vibrating at that frequency. And I'm not, I still wonder, how good is this for you, like, to do all the time? It's why we need to have a good team and have talks like this.
Yes.
I mean, this is, you and I are helping each other in therapy, and we should bring all the viewers in sometime, because I know all the viewers have had issues. Daz has had some health issues. Edward, I thought, was the rock of stability during COVID. Like, he was, I'm not going to let it bother me. I'm just doing my own thing. And then I heard he was having some problems too. I don't want to give anybody's secrets away, but we're in a remote viewing is a high intensity endeavor. It's a high intensity thing.
I had a kid severely mentally ill years ago, and like he was ready to shoot up the school. Like, he was 100% ready to do it. And to get him out of there and to get him help so he wouldn't do this, and he still never got the help he needed. It took like a month or two to even get someone to acknowledge. And I'm sitting here going, like, I'm a former cop. Like, this is what I'm seeing. This is what we have. Here's all the evidence of it. And I still had a hard time getting this kid help. So it's for those of you that deal with this, stay the course, get on all the wait lists you need to get on, talk to whoever you need to talk to. But you really have to advocate or have someone who advocates for you, because it's such a complex system right now.
We're going through some hard times, and this is a once in a millennium switchover of our civilization, I'm afraid. So there's going to be some stress. So hang in there, everybody. We're here with you.